Good evening. I'm Elise Frazo.
And I'm Taylor Oxender, providing you with the 7 o'clock news here in Grand Rapids. Most of you are probably familiar with the Pediatric Department of Surgical Services and how they are known for their renowned, skilled staff who are saving lives every day. The department, as most of you know, resides right here in Grand Rapids. They have been known to serve much of the population from the west side of Michigan since they have been found to have such elite services.
Discrimination has been an ongoing problem here in the United States for decades. While some of us wonder when it will come to an end, others sometimes take advantage of being in the minority and use it to file lawsuits against companies when they are not satisfied with the service that they have received. Ironically, however, the workforce at the department is colorfully painted from across the globe, with a team of culturally diverse members. It is hard to believe that an actual act of discrimination has occurred, while knowing of their acceptance of diversity in the workplace.
Yesterday, a situation occurred at the Pediatric Department of Surgical Services. A family was not informed of a changed appointment time, which resulted in a little boy missing a brain tumor removing surgery that could potentially save his life.
Upon arrival to the hospital, the family was informed that there was a miscommunication issue and that they would have to reschedule the appointment to another day. The family automatically assumed that they were being discriminated against and decided to sue the department because they were unaware of the true underlying issue. How could something like this happen, and what did happen, Taylor?
Well, we were able to speak with the director of the department and found out that it all boiled down to a single error made by one of the receptionists who was not keeping up with her responsibilities. She failed to call and inform the child's parents of a new scheduled time for the little boy's surgery because she did not keep up with reading the whiteboard, which informs of any changes or delays in appointment times for each day. Clearly, this was an internal issue within the department and was not actually an act of discrimination. Despite this, however, this does not justify the situation, and many believe that this is still a reason to bring the law into action.
People are wondering how something like this could have even happened. Hospitals are supposed to be comforting and promising for the betterment of lives. So, today we have Kelsey Tietz with us, who is a manager within the Pediatric Department of Surgical Services, to speak about the changes that they have made in order to make sure something like this never happens ever again. Hi Kelsey, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thanks for having me. First of all, I want to make a sincere public apology for the situation. I promise that the changes I talk about today have already been effective and that the public has nothing to worry about. Nothing like this should ever happen again.
So what is this change process you were telling us about, and what measures have you taken to ensure that patients can trust your services after this problem?
The change process is very crucial when managing a business. It includes envisioning change, implementing change, and responding to recipient of change. Envisioning change is when decision makers picture the future of operations. Implementing change is where I, as a director, carries out that vision. Responding to recipients of change is where I try to make the workers feel as comfortable as possible if they have been affected by the changes that have been implemented. The board and I have decided to make changes for both our employees and our patients. We have implemented many different forms of appointment verification and have restructured our system of organization. We are making sure to keep all the staff members involved and are making progress in conducting better communication amongst everyone. We need to make sure that every one of our employees were and are aware of the importance of these changes, and not just because of the lawsuit. These changes were needed beforehand, but unfortunately, this change was hastened due to this particular circumstance.
How do you feel about teamwork, and do you feel that it was necessary to make these effective changes?
I feel that teamwork is a great deal in the health industry, especially when working in the Department of Surgery. With having teams put together, Members are able to work together to establish common goals as well as accomplish those goals. They're able to work together to solve any conflict and communicate freely among themselves.
Has everyone been able to adhere to these changes? Have you seen any progress?
I have seen a lot of progress and positive vibes from the staff members, but there were a couple of employees who were not supportive of the changes going on. This made it difficult to implement the change throughout, but we were able to overcome the adversity.
What Kelsey just referred to is called resistance to change. Resistance to change is the refusal to comply with the vision of the future of operations and management attempts at carrying out the vision. So, Kelsey, how did you and your team members overcome this?
Well, Elise, I held a meeting with all the staff and made sure to educate them fully of the changes and answered all questions. I also decided it would help to provide incentives for change, which I believe made the level of acceptance rise tenfold. I am also making sure to include all staff members in the change process so they all feel valued as their opinions are considered. This has already shown to produce more successful outcomes within our department, and we believe that this unfortunate circumstance has been a blessing in disguise.
Kelsey, thank you so much for your time. We are glad to hear that the Pediatric Department of Surgical Services has taken the time to make adjustments for the betterment of the company.
Yes, we are very happy to hear that. Well, this concludes our 7 o'clock news. We are happy to continue bringing you the most up-to-date stories every night right to your TV. Thank you, Grand Rapids, and have a great night. Tune in tomorrow as we get together with the Executive Director of the Pediatric Department of Surgical Services, Debbie, who will be joining us to talk about the other revisions that the department is making in order to reassure the public that there isn't and never will be any discrimination taking place, and also things that you can do at your workplace to reduce discrimination.